Maria Shakir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi once again has led the charge, combining two central pillars of his brand, Astha and Vikas. After revamp of Kedarnath and the Kashi Vishwanath Corridor, the Prime Minister today inaugurated the 850 crore Mahakaleshwar Temple Corridor in Ujjain, unveiling a model for religious tourism in India. The Mahakaleshwar temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva and assumes importance in the Hindu faith as it houses one of the 12 Jyotirlingas. The Prime Minister has unveiled phase 1 of the project, while phase 2 is likely to be completed by June 2023, where the government aims to redevelop the ancient routes surrounding the corridor as well as the wider Ujjain area. The Prime Minister has never hesitated in playing the Hindu card, redeveloping religious sites to reboot India's ancient culture and expand India's scope as a tourist destination. So let me first give you an overview of what Phase 1 has achieved. So we are looking at Phase 1. The Phase 1 was built at a cost of 350 crores. A 900-meter pedestrian corridor has been constructed. The corridor, in fact, connects the plaza to Mahakal temple. The temple area has also been increased by almost 8 times. So there has been a massive infrastructure push in this entire area, and it has been designed on the basis of Shiv Leela. Now let me give you a sense of this entire facelift and how the site will be looking differently now. It has 2 grand gateways, the Nandi Dwar and Pinaki Dwar. The site is decorated with 108 ornate pillars of intricately carved sandstone. It has a running panel of murals with over 50 murals with stories from Shiv Puran. It portrays different forms of Lord Shiva with 93 statues from the main door to the temple. Now let's first listen in to what the Prime Minister said today.
ये अद्भुतता, ये आनंद, महाकाल की ये महिमा, ये महात्म्य महाकाल लोक में लौकिक कुछ भी नहीं है। शंकर के सानिध्य में साधारण कुछ भी नहीं है। सब कुछ अलौकिक है, असाधारण है। हमारी तपस्या और आस्था से जब महाकाल प्रसन्न होते हैं तो उनके आशीर्वाद से ऐसे ही भव्य स्वरूप का निर्माण होता है। और महाकाल का आशीर्वाद जब मिलता है तो काल की रेखाएं मिट जाती है, समय की सीमाएं सिमट जाती है और अनंत के अवसर प्रस्फुटित हो जाते हैं। अंत से अनंत यात्रा आरंभ हो जाती है। महाकाल लोक की ये भव्यता भी समय की सीमाओं से परे आने वाली कई पीढ़ियों को अलौकिक दिव्यता के दर्शन कराएगी, भारत की सांस्कृतिक और आध्यात्मिक चेतना को ऊर्जा देगी। आज नया भारत जब अपने प्राचीन मूल्यों के साथ आगे बढ़ रहा है तो आस्था के साथ साथ विज्ञान और शोध की परंपराओं को भी पुनर्जीवित कर रहा है। आज हम एस्ट्रोनॉमी के क्षेत्र में दुनिया की बड़ी ताकतों के बराबर खड़े हो रहे हैं। आज भारत दूसरे देशों की सैटेलाइट भी स्पेस में लॉन्च कर रहा है। मिशन चंद्रयान और मिशन गगनयान जैसे अभियानों के जरिए भारत आकाश की वो छलांग लगाने के लिए तैयार है जो हमें एक नई ऊंचाई देगी। आज रक्षा के क्षेत्र में भारत पूरी ताकत से आत्मनिर्भरता की ओर आगे बढ़ रहा है। इसी तरह आज हमारे युवा स्किल हो, स्पोर्ट्स हो, स्पोर्ट्स में भी स्टार्टअप, एक एक चीज नई, नए स्टार्टअप के साथ, नए यूनिकॉर्न के साथ हर क्षेत्र में भारत की प्रतिभा का डंका बजा रहे हैं। और भाइयों बहनों, हमें भी याद रखना है, ये न भूले, जहां इनोवेशन है वहीं पर रिनोवेशन भी है। हजारों वर्ष पूर्व जब भारत का भौगोलिक स्वरूप आज से अलग रहा होगा, तब से ये माना जाता रहा है कि उज्जैन भारत के केंद्र में है। एक तरह से ज्योतिषीय गणनाओं में उज्जैन न केवल भारत का केंद्र रहा है, बल्कि ये भारत की आत्मा का भी केंद्र रहा है। ये वो नगर है जो हमारी पवित्र 7 पुरियों में से एक गिना जाता है। ये वो नगर है जहां स्वयं भगवान कृष्ण ने भी आकर शिक्षा ग्रहण की थी। उज्जैन ने महाराजा विक्रमादित्य का वो प्रताप देखा है जिसने भारत के नए स्वर्ण काल की शुरुआत की थी। महाकाल की इस धरती से विक्रम संवत के रूप में भारतीय काल गणना का एक नया अध्याय शुरू हुआ था। उज्जैन के क्षण क्षण में, पल पल में इतिहास सिमटा हुआ है।
And joining me now, Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Swati Malik representing the Congress. We have Professor Kapil Kumar, historian, Anurag Naidu is a political analyst, and Dr. Geeta Bhatt is an academician. Sanju, is restoring Hindu temple sites one of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's abiding legacy which no one is still talking about? From Somnath to Kedarnath to Kashi to Ayodhya and now Mahakal Lok. Are these just some of the examples of how he has blended religiosity and cultural tourism?
You know, Maria, I have been doing a couple of debates over the last 48 hours on this Mahakal Corridor, and I have to give you one thing. Your introduction by far was the best because it was one of the only introductions which also spoke of temple tourism, cultural tourism. I want to say a couple of things. You're absolutely right. You know, Narendra Modi is an unabashed Hindu who wears his Hinduism on his sleeve very unapologetically. And I think, you know, as he rightly said, when we speak of dharma, he said, जब हम धर्म की बात करते हैं तो हमारे लिए धर्म का मतलब होता है संकल्प, और हमारे लिए संकल्प का मतलब है मानव सेवा और विश्व का कल्याण. So when Narendra Modi talks of religion, you know, it is very difficult to simply compartmentalize it. You know, if you give it a more expansive picture, if you look at it in a more expanded form from a vision that Prime Minister Modi has, you will realize he's trying to marry Astha and Vikas. He's trying to marry civilizational ethos with development. He's trying to marry cultural heritage which we were scared to be proud of over the last 7 decades with economic resurgence. Don't forget, Maria, even in this speech, you know, he spoke of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
He spoke of Startup India. Yes. He spoke of unicorns. He spoke of Gaganyaan project. He spoke of renovation. He spoke of innovation. The limited point I'm trying to make is, yes, you have to look at the Mahakal Corridor from a religiousism, from a religious angle. Don't limit yourself only to that. Okay. Because don't forget, Maria, I will just take 20 seconds to tell you that when, you know, the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel statue was commissioned, I remember everybody saying, what a waste of money. And before coming on your show, I just culled out some data and I was astonished that more than 2 crore people have visited Sardar Patel's statue at Kevadia in just the last 9 months.
Yes.
Whereas in a year, you don't have more
Okay.
than 30 lakh people visiting the Statue of Liberty.
Okay. Swati Malik, talking purely from that point of view, you know, the Prime Minister here is talking about economics. He's saying that this is good economics, while he has been pretty clear as far as his religious identity is concerned. He has talked about it. He has worn it on his sleeves. What impact is it likely to have on the future generations and the larger socio-cultural makeup of India?
Maria, first of all, I must clarify this bit from behalf of the Congress Party that religion is a very personal emotion, right? And it is very good that the Prime Minister wears it. All of us are very proud of our religion. We've all, done our bit towards our various religions, our own personal religions. But again, there's a very big difference out here. And what the Congress Party wants to convey today through your esteemed channel, Maria, is that let's not hog the whole limelight, and let's not take credit for the work done by the previous government. Now, it would have, as a Prime Minister there, Mr. Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of the country. He's not speaking there as the spokesperson or as a head of BJP, correct? So as a Prime Minister, it would have really, lifted his stature as well if he had given credit to Mr. Kamal Nath's government as well when this whole project was initiated. Right? But if you would notice, throughout his speech, there is complete silence, as if this work started only after the BJP formed government in Madhya Pradesh. So when we talk about, such big events, it is very grand, it is beautiful, and Mahakal kisi ek ke nahi ho sakte, Mahakal to sabke hain, and we are nobody to be able to do anything for Mahakal. Mahakal is the one who is doing it for all of us. So we are not on who did what. But yes, it is, as a Prime Minister, it would have only suited him better to give credit to the government previous to
so
him.
then this is about the credit war. At least the Congress clearly right now is saying that this was needed and it is very well done. A great work to the BJP. But Sanju, why no credit to Mr. Kamal Nath?
Maria, one of my colleagues coined a term for INC, saying INC ka matlab hai I need corruption. I think I will rephrase that. It is I need credit. Credit GVs are jumping around ever since Prime Minister made that fiery and dynamic speech, which is so typical of him. I just want to say a couple of things. The point here is not about credit. Let's be factual in our argument. I heard a pujari who was being interviewed on your channel by one of your reporters, and he said that it is not in 2016, as Prime Minister Modi said. He said actually project was conceived right after Prime Minister Modi assumed power in 2014 when he decided to announce Ujjain as one of the smart cities, and a master plan was made. Then in 2016, there was a concrete conceptualization. In 2017, and this is very important, Maya, in 2017, tender and land acquisition via tendering process was kick-started by the Shivraj Singh Chauhan government, along with preparation of the DPR, called the Detailed Project Report, which happens only after you acquire 90% of the land. And Kamal Nath, he's actually contradicted himself. He said, I instituted a 3-member committee of my senior cabinet ministers. मैं सिर्फ बार-बार कांग्रेस के कितने प्रवक्ताओं को पूछती हूँ, I've been on umpteen channels, name those 3 cabinet ministers of the erstwhile Kamal Nath cabinet who were instituted to bring the Mahakal.
Okay, quickly respond to that, and then I bring in other panelists. Quickly. Swati Malik, respond.
Absolutely. Yes.
Name them.
So, no, I have the names. I can give the names if you give me a second. Yes, just give me a moment. And I'm glad Ms. Verma has asked these questions, because the names are, just give me a moment. Yes, जिसमें से Mr. Sajjan Singh Verma, Mr. PC Sharma, and Ms. Mantri Shri Jayawardhan Singh.
चलिए इन तीनों का नाम लेकर के आपको क्रेडिट दे देना चाहिए संजू वर्मा. चलिए खत्म करिए, क्रेडिट की बात ही खत्म करी जाए. चलिए, let me bring in Professor Kapil Kumar. Professor Kapil Kumar, will it be fair to say that after Ahilya Bai Holkar, the illustrious 18th century queen of Malwa, who had committed herself to restoring Hindu temples, Prime Minister Modi has taken upon himself to take up this entire project of renovation of Hindu holy sites, rebuild them? How did the intervening centuries saw no such efforts?
Maria, I'd like to say here that I will rise above politics and this credit sharing and all that which is going on. Because I feel very sad that when our ancient Indian heritage is being revived, okay, when something which was the glory of India at a time and the world acknowledged that is being restored, reducing it to debates for credit sharing and reducing it to debates for only this, to Hinduism, I will not agree to that.
Okay.
I will ask my co-panelists a question who want to just reduce it to religion only. Tell me, who is the biggest employer and job generator in this country today? It is not the modern industry. It is religion, which still employs the largest number of people in this country, right from a flower seller, women selling flowers down, to those artisans who make idols, who make malas, who make all these things, the temple structures, whatever it is, and the big businesses involved in it, in these constructions and in these manufacturing. Name me any industry in India which can be more job-oriented and more economy-oriented in terms of generating economy for the country than religion in this country. Add to that the expenditure by religious tourism and pilgrimage, not from India only, but from world over.
Yes. So